see what he has to say about that.
Joining us right now, it's not KHTKs, it's not ABC 10s, it's not Fox 40s. He's running out of media outlets. Let's hope he found a home. It's sorry, the last it's our content partner, KCRA Channel 3's Sean Cunningham. Good morning, Sean.
Well, sort of.
What is Malik breaking fake news?
Right?
No, I mean, that rascal Malik Monk, he just got ahead of it a little bit. It's still finishing out my duties at Fox 40 before I level up. And, I'm soon to be KCRA's Sean Cunningham.
How does that work? You're finishing out your duties. So how long? And is it weird? Does everybody look at you funny now for the next week or something?
They probably will after today. No, I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's a little different, but yeah, it's like any job when you give your notice, and I think word traveled fast, so it is what it is. That's what it is, But I'm thrilled. I love what I was able to do at Fox 40, and I get to kind of level up and go to KCRA, the legacy station, right? And I get to work with. I mean, I was thinking about this, guys. Like, I'm old. I act young. I'm old AF. But I'm joining Del Rogers and Michelle Dapper, and you think about two people who've been in this market a long time as well. I think we have like 80 years of experience between the three of us in this market. So that's it's pretty exciting.
Wow, so shot at Lisa Gonzalez, Jason. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, really.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, were there multiple sources here? We've got Malik reporting it, but maybe Keon had you going somewhere else, and Keegan somewhere. Like, how did this all come about that Malik got the source?
I know that when it was proposed to him, he said, "Oh yeah, that's fire. Let's do it." And better than me doing one of those personal news. I definitely don't like those types of things on social media, and so I get to kind of have some fun with that. And yeah, he was able to. When it was broached to him, he took to it like a fish to water. And and then really no better guy. I mean, when you think about kind of a fan favorite, it comes literally the day after he just got the crossover award for the second straight year from the organization, and that's one that shows leadership on and off the court and what he does in the community. And I think he's just so tied now to this fan base in this city. So it made perfect sense to me.
So when you handed him the script to type on Twitter, how did he react?
No scripts were handed. How dare you, Dave? There's creative control gets to sit with Malik.
Okay,
is Chris Webber mad?
Right. That's right. Hey, thanks, Monk.
If he does.
Oh, there's too many inside baseball things going on right now.
Sorry, there is a lot of inside baseball going on right now. Sean Cunningham joins us, and we can have him on a lot more now that he's with our sister station, which is fantastic. And by the way, Sean Cunningham means KCRA 3 in Arabic. Somebody just pointed that out as well.
Well played.
Sean, as you are with the place where the news comes first in the future, you will be covering, of course, tomorrow's Kings Mavericks matchup. We had play-by-play voice Mark Followell on the program previewing a lot of the Dallas side and really, honestly, a lot of the Sacramento side. He's excellent. How would you rate this team going in, injury-wise, preparation-wise? Where are the Kings at right now?
It's funny because I think the Kings are a lot like the Mavericks in this regard. I mean, I don't think you really know what to expect from them from one night to the next because of, injury and because of just what they've kind of gone through. They look like a 500 team that's been trying to figure it out. And fortunately, they've been 3 games over 500 since the firing of Mike Brown and since Doug Christie has taken over. But, guys, they're really hanging their hat, the Kings, that is, they're really hanging their hat on having great showings against the likes of the Cavaliers and the Celtics, and certainly down the stretch here against the likes of the Clippers and the Nuggets, even though some of those ended up in losses. But you can count the Pistons win, and obviously they've got terrible wins as well in terms of guys like the Washington Wizards. So certainly this team can put points on the board, but sometimes they slow it down, and it concerns me going up against a team like Dallas because Dallas rebounds well. Dallas has that half court defense that they can really ratchet up, no matter who's on the floor. But if they're going to win, they've got to be able to push the pace, and they've shown the ability to do that when they give a damn. And oftentimes they don't, and that's when they go and get those moments where they can't score the basketball. All of a sudden, that becomes troublesome and worrisome for Kings fans. So I honestly don't know which Kings team is going to show up. I mean, they're riding momentum into this play-in scenario, and they feel like they've caught the wave. I don't believe in momentum, so having 2 days of practice, you hope to be able that might be able to sustain when they host Dallas on Wednesday night. But my gosh, the thing that I keep thinking about is they've only played 8 games with Anthony Davis. That's crazy. So I feel good from the Kings standpoint, but they have to bring it, and I don't think they can take anything lightly.
Yeah, that was actually interesting that you said that, Sean, because that was Mark's big point, Mark Followell, saying the continuity edge, even though the Kings made significant trades, still goes to Sacramento, just because really the main group of Sabonis, LaVine, DeRozan, they played 20-plus games together, where, as you just said, Anthony Davis has barely played. That whole group has not played that much together. Other guys are just coming back. So I don't know how much that will play in, but just the fact that this group has played more together than Dallas, even though it's a smaller size overall than the rest of the league, how much of an impact do you think that will be?
I think it's a tremendous impact. I think that, and even experience. I mean, it was fun hearing from Keegan Murray yesterday talking about how he took, a little bit of what he'd heard about Sacramento and Golden One Center and the atmosphere a little bit for granted. Didn't really totally understand what it was. Gets that first taste of playoff basketball, and then they fall to the play-in tournament, and he's like, oh, you kind of miss it a little bit. And so now, knowing what the playoffs is, the atmosphere, being able to host that experience, all that kind of comes into play. And I think that's going to go such a long way against a team like Dallas, because I feel like because of their injury situation, we talk so much about the Kings and them trying to learn each other and find that cohesiveness and that consistency. I think that's just completely eluded Dallas for the most part because of all those injuries, and they're still trying to figure things out. So I think it's going to impact this game tremendously, but who knows? I mean, in a one and done situation, I like Kings' chances against really anyone, because all it does is come down to one game.
Sean Cunningham joining us. Sean Cunningham of Fox 40, soon to be of Channel 3. Sean, I'll ask you the same question as Jason. Winning a play-in game, losing in the second one. Winning both play-in games, facing Oklahoma City. Winning both playoff games, facing Oklahoma City, losing, et cetera, et cetera. You get where I'm going. What is your personal, what is your line of demarcation to call this a successful season for the Kings or a positive season for the Kings? What do they have to do?
Wow. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. I think really going into, if they're able to get into the playoffs, and obviously Oklahoma City is right there, and I don't like their chances there, but to me, if they're able to somehow play the role of, David to Oklahoma City's Goliath, that would be a successful playoff or a successful season for sure. I don't know that it totally, I had this kind of argument with somebody the other day, or at least debate. Like, even if, let's say, they shock the world, go through the play-in tournament, and they're somehow able to dethrone the number 1 seed in the Oklahoma City Thunder, I still don't feel like it totally would change my mind in terms of, maybe preconceived notions you have about the future of this team, and maybe decisions that have to be made regarding head coaching and front office and things of that nature. I feel like they can have, it's a way of catching lightning in a bottle, if you may. I don't know that you totally double down on that, but I will say that would certainly be an undeniable success given what this team has gone through. But the caveat to me is I think it's going to be a success just making the playoffs, because, I think you throw all expectations out the window the minute you fire Mike Brown, and then you kick it off planet Earth when you trade the franchise player in De'Aaron Fox. So everything has to change at that point. And this isn't a team that's built as a team. It's just a collection of guys that they're just trying to make it work. So really, if they can punch their way into the playoffs, I think Kings fans have to feel pretty good about that. Now, the larger picture of who's your head coach, what happens to your front office, long looks in the mirror in terms of what you want ultimately your franchise to be. I don't think there's really anything that can be done from a basketball standpoint that can impact those decisions. Like I don't think you can have a knee-jerk reaction and say, hey, the Kings beat the Thunder somehow, and now they're rolling into the playoffs into a second round where maybe they ultimately, for all intents and purposes for this discussion, met their demise in the second round, but they were able to take down the number 1 seed. I don't think you allow that to totally change some of the calculus you have as you try to put things forward to the future too much if you're in a decision-making role with the Sacramento Kings.
So are you saying, Sean, you think that decision is already made as far as what they want to do at the head coaching position and the GM, kind of irrelevant to what happens tomorrow, Friday, if there's more, and into next week if there's more?
I mean, it may be, but I'll just say this. Like, I think I think those are kind of two different discussions, really, because, how the team is formed and built for the future is a little bit different from what you might do with your head coach. So decisions will certainly have to be made, and maybe they've already been made. And I don't really, and that's just my opinion in terms of, I don't think it takes that to have your decision-making influence too much when it comes to those things. Now, when it comes to players and certain dynamics, that's the one thing you can't replicate in the regular season is do or die scenarios, playoff series. How does this team look in either one of those facets? So it's tricky. I just know that from my standpoint, in having conversations that I've had over the past few months, like, shoot, when you look at Doug Christie, a month after that thing started, I know there were people ready to just hand the keys over and take that interim tag away. I think the conversation, depending upon who you talk to, may have changed since then. But also, let's face it, you've got an assistant GM that in Wes Wilcox that steps away, and he was, his fingerprints are all over this organization, from both how the roster is constructed to how it's even run. So having those types of that type of dynamic in place, where now whether Monty McNair is a part of this organization going forward or not, you need another decision maker in this front office. So I think it's going to be a lot of tricky decisions that are going to be having to be made, but I don't know that you can totally get lost in the sauce of here's the play-in tournament, here's the playoffs, and depending upon how that happened, certain people may or may not keep their jobs, or certain paths might go down. I think some of those already have to be, in my mind, already kind of set.
All right, we got to go to break. We're out of time. But Sean, have you made the decision on attending the Naked Gun premiere with Jason and Chris and myself?
Oh, I absolutely have made my decision with that, and I think I will be there with bells on.
It's going to be Jason on the far left, Chris next to him, you next to Chris, and me. No, I apologize. It's going to be Chris on the far left, then Jason, then me, then you. So that way we have dueling laughs in stereo, I think.
Wait,
Jason.
Why'd you put me on the far left?
Well, I don't want you near me. Why wouldn't I put you? Oh! You know what? I see what you did, and I like it. Sean, congratulations on did you whatever you did. Hey, thanks. Hopefully you well, it's just cool to see Malik Monk do that. Let's be honest. That's the best thing since your Chris Webber voicemail. Welcome to the KCRA family. Apologize to Lisa when we hang up, and have yourself a wonderful day, friend.
You too. Enjoy New Orleans, pal.
Okay, thank you. I'll bring you back some cologne to add to the collection. Appreciate you.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is our old friend Sean Cunningham, original KHTK